Hey guys, how are you doing? I am Akila Tompkins Robinson. I am the owner, founder here at Girl Get Visible, and the author of My SEO Workbook, the founder of My SEO Writer SaaS software. And I am here to talk to you guys today a little bit about something that's come up for me a couple of times this week. And I'll tell you guys, I've been hanging out in Clubhouse a lot. If you've not already seen my posts and my things about Clubhouse, you go over there and check that out. But a couple of things have been coming up. Hey Shiva, how you doing? A couple of things have been coming up that I said, you know what? I need to create something about this. I need to talk about this. I need to say something. So here I am saying something. And here I am creating something. And as with most things I create, I'm talking to you guys here live. So if you have any questions, comments, whatever, you can put them in. I am definitely going to answer them and see them, but it'll also wind up on my YouTube. And now that I'm on Clubhouse Forever, it'll also probably be a topic in there. But this is a really big thing that's been popping up. It popped up a couple of times this week. And it's kind of so for those who don't know my brand that much, my whole mission is to help women entrepreneurs, mainly Black women entrepreneurs, get out there, get found, and get visible. And so I want people, of course, to show up and search. Like, that's how you get found. Like, you get found because somebody put something in that they are looking for, and they come up with you, your site, your business, something about you, something you've done, a video you've created, a podcast episode you've made, a blog post you've written. They come up with things about you. And so a lot of things that I do around SEO and content marketing are basically that, to help you get out there and get found. And one of the things just this week that I've experienced a lot is that when I'm putting things in to get found, simple things, simple things, like I was trying to make green beans in my new pressure cooker. Simple things that I do not see a lot of Black women coming up. And it was really weird because I was in a group on Clubhouse, and someone who recently was NLP certified and is a friend of mine, or this friend of mine, she said, when you go and search for people who are NLP coaches or NLP certification, all you see are a bunch of white men. She was like, you don't see a lot of Black women who are NLP certified NLP coaches and gone through this process that I've gone through. And what was funny when she said that is I personally know three Black women who are NLP certified, who are NLP coaches personally, right? We should choose and Black women so we can get found. No, so there's other things you could do for Black women to get found. I'm going to talk about that too. But that's funny. I wish it was easy as just putting our emoji and how to get us found. Really, I wish. But hey guys, and for those who are just joining, if you've not given the permission to StreamYard, I can't see your name. So if I just say hey, it's because I can't see your name. But I know you're there. So I know, like I said, so actually saying this, I know three Black women who are NLP certified. So when she's saying, and I'm not, she's absolutely correct. She's saying, and I actually went and did a search for her. I said, let me look for NLP coaches, NLP certified people. And yes, there are a bunch of men, and yes, there are a bunch of white men. And I realized one of the reasons why is that because we don't have these things on our websites. So, and I'll give her a pass because she's newly certified. So maybe she's going to get it there soon. And if you're listening, get it there soon. Hi, Mother Manning. How you doing? I saw your name there. How you doing? So I'll give a little pass there. But the fact of the matter is, it's not on your site. And I always tell people, and one of my catchphrases is that if your site doesn't say it, Google doesn't know you do it, and no one can find you there. So again, one of the reasons why that no Black women are coming up is because very few Black women who have this certification, and I only know three. I'm sure there are more. I only know three, but there's, the reason why it's not coming up is because so few women are talking about this on our websites. They're not putting it in their services and their information. It's not on their about page. They're not creating blog posts and content around it. And those are all the things that Google sees. Those are all the things that Google's going to see, and Google's going to say, hey, this person does that. So that way, when somebody like me goes searching, I'm going to find a Black woman that does that because it's going to be on a Black woman's page. She doesn't even have to say, NLP for Black women. It doesn't even have to be that specific. People think, oh, I have to say all these words in order to get found. No, sometimes just saying the thing is going to show people that you exist. And a lot of people aren't even saying the thing. So then I had that conversation. I did the searching. Oh, no. So I'm not talking about the CH search, which is another place you wanted to come up to. I'm talking about in the search engine or in Google. Google's where you want to get found. Everything else is secondary, because when people don't know and they're looking for it and they have no idea, they're going to search in Google. Think of the last time you needed help with something. You needed instructions on something. You needed a review on something. You most likely went to the search engines. Yes, you want to get found on Clubhouse, which we could talk about that. Probably it'll be a whole nother live. We can get found on Clubhouse. We can get found on Instagram. We can get found on all these places, but it all leads back to your site. And so when she said that about not finding any Black women who did NLP, again, I know that's incorrect, but I also know, well, I know it's incorrect that they don't exist. They exist, but they're not out there getting found. And then second thing happened to me. So things have to happen to me more than once for me to really be like, this must be a thing, right? Second thing that happened to me, Thanksgiving. I bought a new pressure cooker foodie ninja thingy thing. For those who know me, I've been stalking this thing and I finally got it. And I said, I want to cook my green beans in it. And it sounds really silly, but yeah, I want to cook my green beans in it. Let me look for some instructions on how to cook my green beans in it. Well, I make my green beans like Southern green beans with turkey meat and all the other things. And all I found was green beans with cranberries, almonds, bacon. Like, somebody really had a green bean ABC recipe, which was almonds, cranberries, and bacon. And I was like, no one's doing, even on the Thanksgiving that it's only me and my husband, we still not eating that crap. So, I literally had to put in like green beans, pressure cooker, turkey legs, all of these things. And I finally found the perfect YouTube video. Like, I had to comment and tell her how perfect her YouTube video was that gave me the exact recipe that I was looking for. And she was a Black woman. But I realized the reason why, when I did my search in Google and I did my page one search, the reason why, yes, and that's exactly, those were all the recipes I was finding. All the recipes I were finding were not from Black women. All the recipes they were finding did contain pork, which I don't eat pork. We don't eat pork. We don't eat pork or red meat, but we don't eat pork. So everything I was finding was not from our culture. You know how we're always saying, oh, we got to get our culture out there and do it for the culture. But our culture is not being found in Google. So when people like me are looking for how am I going to continue the culture in my kitchen, I couldn't even find a recipe. I could not find a recipe for green beans. And y'all know how staple green beans are on Thanksgiving or holidays. Like, this should not have been as hard as it was, but it was. I could not find a recipe that matched the culture on Google. So if you can go Google it now, go Google green beans in the pressure cooker. You will not find green beans that look like our green beans. You will find green bean souffle looking things. You'll find the ABC chick that I talked about. You'll find all of these green beans, but you will not find what is a staple in our household. So it wasn't until I got very specific about my search. And then even when I found it, even when I found the green bean recipe, finally, it was on YouTube. It was a video. So it wasn't on her website. I barely remember her name, which I know is probably bad, but I couldn't peruse other things that she did, which tells me that she's probably not making any money from it because she's only got that one video. So I'm not sticking around. I'm not joining her list. I'm not now going to become one of her people to visit. And it was a bomb recipe, but I have nothing now to like continue to grab onto her, if that makes any sense. I did not get in the matrix of her business. I watched the video and I was out. And I was out because it wasn't on her site. It wasn't even page one. I had to dig real hard to get to it. And so that led me to this conversation that I wanted to have here. And like I said, I'll probably have it over there soon. But that led me to this whole conversation that Black women are not coming up in search. Black women are not getting found in search. And part of the reason, this is not one of those whole they're keeping us down type of things, because Google's the one thing that probably, I'm not going to say it doesn't have any bias, but doesn't have as much bias as some of the other things in life. Hold on. I had to drink some water. I've been talking for an hour or so. But, Google's one of those things that we can make this happen for ourselves. we can do some of these things for ourselves. One of the main ways is having it on our sites. So if Sis had her green bean recipe with the turkey legs, if she'd have said like Southern, because I even look for Southern green beans or soul food green beans, something else, because I kept getting green bean souffles or casseroles or something like that. And I wound up putting like, I forgot what I wanted to put it. I did put green beans with turkey legs. I want to put in something else to try to get down to our staple green beans, but if they just had black green beans, like black people green beans, I would have found it. And that's my thing, that we, no matter what we're doing, I give these two examples, and I know they're two extremes. One's like a really high level certified coaching program that, takes a lot of time and years in school. And one is a recipe, and nowhere in that spectrum are Black women showing up. We're just not showing up. No matter what we're doing, when you go and search for that thing, and most people aren't going to only search for Black women doing this. Most people are just going to search for that thing. And like, I would love to put in NLP coaching and see a variety of people, but we're the ones that are missing. We're the ones that aren't there. I would have loved to put in my green bean pressure cooker needs and saw a variety of recipes. I'm not even mad at the ABC chick. She's doing her thing for her ABC people. I'm a little concerned that there wasn't one for me. And there wasn't one for me just because that person hadn't put it out there, or no one. And the irony that I actually know two people who do cooking and chef stuff and give recipes and stuff, who I will be on them about getting some green bean recipes up there by Christmas. But the irony that I actually know two people who do this type of thing, and they weren't showing up either. And so it highlights, are there a lot of search for Black people? So there are some, Anisha, good question. So there are some specific, like when somebody will be looking for such and such for Black people, or Black people, like Black people clothing, or Black people makeup, Black people skincare. Skincare is a big one. Hair and skincare are two big ones for us because they're very specific to our culture, that we know. We've been trained, and that's kind of something too. We've been trained, like when we search, that the only way I'm going to get hair care information for my hair is if I put in Black women hair care, 4C hair care, or natural hair care, because we aren't doing enough to get in search for hair care, that we've been ingrained that the only way I can get to my right thing is if I get deeper in the search. And part of that is because we aren't putting the things on our site. Like I said, Google's one of the, like, it's not looking at those, like, whose site this is. They're just looking at the information that's on there. They're just looking at what is on this page right now. How does this match the searching? Other little factors like how many people are linking to it and popularity and things like that we talk about in SEO. But essentially, is this information there? So if Sis had that post, that video on her site, and she had the green beans with turkey legs, or green beans, and I was looking for green bean recipe for pressure cooker. I know how to cook green beans. I did not know how to do it in my new pressure cooker. So I was looking specifically for green bean recipe and pressure cooker. If she had that on her site, then I would have found her first. I would have found her probably right around with the ABC chick. I still can't believe the ABC chick, as you guys can tell. I would have found her there. But because she didn't have that, because she only had it on YouTube, and I actually like YouTube, but you should never let it stay on YouTube. But because she only had it on YouTube, I had to very specifically go looking through videos to find it. And you guys can imagine, if somebody's got to specifically dig deeper in order to find something, either A, they're not going to find you, or B, they're going to stop searching. Like, if you're buried in the sand and I got to go through all this stuff, at some point in time, I'm just going to give up. And I almost did. I almost was like, you know what? I'm going to wing it. I'm going to put some broth in this thing and put some turkey legs in this thing, and I'm going to make it happen. And I'm going to pray, it was only us. So if I messed it up, it wouldn't be that bad. I'm going to pray I got good green beans. But while there are things that are specifically Black people search, we should not have to wait to be in those searches. Does that make sense, Anisha? That we should not have to wait to be there. We can show up in regular searches, even for skincare, for different skincare issues that women like, eczema. We don't necessarily have to be the Black girl eczema brand. We could be a eczema skincare brand and be a Black girl eczema skincare brand. But we shouldn't have to wait to be in those things. Just like the NLP coach. She shouldn't have to just be a Black woman NLP coach. She should be able to come up for NLP coaches. Because if you don't come up for those searches, if you only come up if you don't come up at all, then you don't come up at all. But if you only come up when it's something where somebody's looking for something specifically like Black girl or Black woman, whatever they're looking for, then that leads people to what the original thing she said when she was talking about the NLP coach is that all of them are white men. And literally I was like, I know three. I think, do I even know any white? I think maybe one white man I might know. I think he's certified. I know he uses it. I think he's certified. So like, how do I know three and Google knows zero? That's not Google's fault. Usually we can blame it on somebody. But in this case, especially when it comes to Google, you're searching and what you show up for is all dependent on what's on your site and what's out there and what you're putting out there. So the fact that there are no Black women coming up on page 1 for NLP coaches is not Google's fault, unfortunately. The fortunate thing is that we can do something about it, which is one of the things I talk about. That's why we learn SEO, because we need to be in those searches. We need to start coming up for those things. We need to think, not only do we want to come up with as the Black woman this, the Black girl this, but we need to also come up for this, whatever the thing is. We need to start adding some more color to the entire search. Not saying the white men can't come up. They should come up. Women should come up. Black women should come up. Like everybody should come up. But the problem is, yes, blame it on the rain and make it rain with the words. Yes, exactly. The problem is we're not utilizing our sites and our searchable platforms enough. We're spending a lot of time on Facebook, as I'm talking to you here. Hey guys, we're spending a lot of time on Instagram. We're spending a lot of time. It's funny. Someone said, you know, are we doing Clubhouse bios? Which I'm all for doing Clubhouse searches, Clubhouse bios. But that Clubhouse is only about 100,000 people right now. Could you imagine all the work we're doing for 100,000 people while we are letting millions, billions of searches go by us? We're spending a lot of time on these specific places that we don't own, that are closed to a certain extent to only people who use it. And that you pretty much have to get in front of people. All those, the thing of social media is that people have to be connected in some way, shape, or form. They have to be following you, or they have to have said something for an ad to get in front of them, or they have to be connected to a person that's connected to you. Like there's all these things where a search, all they have to do is put in the right words. All your site has to do is say the right words, and together you get found. Like, and I'm always trying to, you know, impart this on people or stress this on people because SEO is my jam and it's what I do. But when I was having these conversations, when I had the NLP conversation and when I was looking for the green beans, I was like, this is why Black women aren't showing up. This is why we aren't being seen. Not that we aren't out there. We absolutely exist. We exist in every search term out there. There is a Black woman who does it. There might even be one who does it better. We exist in all of these places, but because we're not taking that information and putting it places where people can find us, we're getting lost. And sometimes we might even be feeling lost. I'm sure the woman who does and I posted, and I said, you know, the irony, because she just, and the video, she did it from last Thanksgiving and posted it last Christmas. And I told her the irony that I just found you this Thanksgiving. So something that she created a year ago had me finally finding it, you know, a year later. And I'm sure at some point she probably was feeling like no one's finding this. No one's seeing this. Whereas if it was on her site, she had it on YouTube, which was good. So there's some search in there. But if it was on her site, she would have been next to the ABC chick. I mean, the fact that I'm looking for green beans in a pressure cooker and they think that I want cranberries, almonds, and bacon, that tells you that we're not showing up. We're not showing up to put our things out there so that they don't think I want ABC, ABC green beans and other kinds of, like it was every green bean, but the green beans I was looking for. Everybody had bacon. Bacon, bacon, bacon. And I never said I wanted bacon. Like, nothing in my search said bacon. So I wanted to come on here and share that and talk about that and really just encourage you guys that, you know, you guys know me, you're here. So you know I teach SEO. You know I'm helping people to get out there and get found and get visible. You know that there are options out there, but I want you to, you know, the first step is to want to and to actually start doing it. Start putting that content that you're creating other places and taking it home to your site. Start thinking about, these are the things that I want to show up for, or the things that you think only white people are showing up for, white men at that. Start thinking of those things, and then look at your site and say, is that thing on my site? Am I saying I do that on my site? Did I talk about it for 20 minutes on Clubhouse, or talk about it for 30 minutes on IG Live, but does my actual site say that I do it? Because more often, people's site just don't say it. And that's the reason why you feel like you may be getting drowned out in the search and no one's showing up for this and I'm not there for this, is literally because your site doesn't say it. Like, no nice way around it. You're just not saying it, or you're just not saying it enough. So that is all I wanted to come on. I did not want to be before you long. I am going to look through, see if there are any questions. If you do have any questions, throw them on in here. I will tell you guys that one of my signature programs is open, which is the Get Found, Get Visible Bootcamp. It is open now. Our next round is January. You can get in now with some really nice bonuses. I won't even tell you about all of them. If you go on over to girlgetvisible.com/join us. Can I even put that in the comments? Let me put that in the comments for you. /join us, all one word. So there, it's in the comments for you guys. Our people did not make that stuff. I'm looking through your comments now. Yes. Yeah, somebody said, I don't know whose name this is, but it said, yeah, that you're launching your certification and NLP trainer needs, but yes, put that all on your site. The moment, and you know how to slide things into your site. If you don't even want to put them on your about page yet, you're waiting for your copywriter to rewrite all this good thing, write a blog post about it. Write one post about, why more people need NLP, how NLP helps your business, what NLP can do to help the community. All these things that you can write about it. What is NLP? Because somebody right now is thinking, what is NLP? So just putting that out there is enough to say, hey, this is something that people can find you for. Putting all that content on your site is what's going to help you start getting found for it. So yes, put all the things. Yes. Oh, somebody said you consider definitely join the boot camp. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that. You say you add your video to your site. Do you mean linking the video or repurposing it into a blog post, or both? So what I usually do, and I actually I have a video about this on YouTube. What I usually do is take it down from Facebook. I'll leave the video here, so it'll live in two places. I'll leave it here, but I'll also put it on YouTube, because YouTube's another search engine. It's the second largest search engine. So I'll put it on YouTube, and then I will embed it into my site. So if you come to my site, then you will see that video and you don't have to go out to YouTube. And there's a really important reason to do that, is because on my site, I can write other things around it. So I can write about what's in this video, the questions that are answered, and some other good things, other words that Google is going to see. So I can make sure that I put all those things on my site. Also, once you're on my site, I want you in the matrix of my business. All my people know about the hand wave, the matrix of your business. You want people coming into your business and kind of getting engulfed. If you come for one video, you're going to see the next thing. You're going to see the next thing. You're going to see my products. You're going to see my services. You're going to get on my email list. You're not doing none of that if I send you to YouTube for the goodness. You want the goodness, I want you to come to my site. So I put it on my site. I put some words around that Google's going to see. And so that way, when what comes up is my site, and so I can help start getting you into the matrix of my business. So hopefully, all I see is Facebook user, but hopefully that answered your question. So a little bit of both, but I definitely bring it down from here. I don't just depend on staying here on Facebook, because point of the matter is, even though I'm talking to you guys now, and I love talking to you guys now, and I'm glad you guys are here to listen, that within a day or two, no one's going to see this video again. Because that's just how Facebook works. Facebook is made and designed to show people the latest and the greatest. And so one thing we need to consider, even when we create content here, is that within a day to maybe a week, if you're lucky and have a big audience, after that, it is going to go down into like the blue abyss of content, and they're just not going to see it. So keeping your content here is doing yourself probably the biggest disservice ever. I give people the example of a post, which actually was a rant. I always have a rant about something. A rant that I did about Tyler Perry last year when he did the BET Awards. He said he did that whole statement. Everybody remember that the seat at the table thing, make your own table, blah, 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 blah. So he did this whole rant about this stuff at the BET Awards. I mean, he did this whole thing at the BET. Well, it was a rant for him too. He said this at the BET Awards. I did a video about that right here on Facebook Live. Great video. People got really good engagement. People were there live. It was great. It was amazing. And then I turned it into a podcast. And my podcast also live on my site, so you guys know. I turned it into a podcast. When I look at the numbers today, even when I looked at the numbers like a month ago, a month after it happened, when I look at those numbers, that actual live was no longer getting any views. It no longer gets any views now because Facebook isn't showing it to anybody. But when I go to my podcast episode, that podcast episode that is the exact same thing I said here, I just turned it into a podcast and made it live on my site and made it so that Google can find it. When I made it into a podcast episode, that podcast episode still gets downloads to this day. And that was at least, a year ago when the BET Awards, a year or so ago. So to this day, hey, Kim, how you doing? To this day, it is still getting downloads. And that's important. If you're creating content and you're leaving it here, you're pretty much leaving it to die. I know that's real blunt, right? One of those days, you're leaving it to die. So if you wanted to continue on, if you want to see the fruits of your labor continue to bear fruit, then you need it someplace that Google's going to find it. You need someplace that people are going to see it. This is why, going back to my main topic, why we're not getting found, because all the fruits of our labors are behind closed doors where they're no longer getting seen. It's just what it is. So that was it. I wanted to impart those words on you guys. If you want to check out the program, go on over to girlgetvisible.com/join us. I am here to support all women, Black women especially, who want to get out there, get found, and get visible. I want more of us in church. I don't want any more ABC green beans. I don't want any more in white men and NLP. I really want us to get out there and get found. I want us to be on those page ones. I want us to be the people that are showing up. I want us to be the ones giving folks options of who to work with and who to buy from and who to go to. And the only way we can do that, yes, I am. That is my regular soapbox is stop giving Facebook all your content. I absolutely am. So yes, stop giving them all your content, or stop letting them keep all your content. We'll make it nicer. Don't let them keep. You can do it, but take it somewhere where it's gonna, get more views, get more searching, get found all over again. So I will talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you guys in search. Bye, guys.